Buzz Club. I'm Colby Fenton.
This is your boy OP. What's poppin', everybody? You might see a little bit of a difference in the background here. You might see the setup is a little bit different. 1% better every
1%
time.
better.
Every day.
And this is the, what is this? The
Spoiler full edition of our review of the Odyssey. In this one, we are going to do the deep dive as per usual. So we're going to be getting into the weeds here on the film, the things that we enjoyed, some questions, different theories, etc. So if you have already watched the film, or if you already watched that previous episode that we posted, then feel free to tag along and join us for this ride.
All right, let's hit us with your critical consensus.
Yes, sir. My critical consensus for the Odyssey. This is a film.
This is a film
of epic proportions. Christopher Nolan's adaptation of Homer's timeless epic The Odyssey brings legendary myths to life with breathtaking scale, top-tier performances, and a level of extreme craftsmanship worthy of the story's legacy, in my humble opinion. All right, what did you say, Colby?
So, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is a visually stunning film, historically never been done before in shooting the entire film in IMAX.
Woo-hoo.
Of Christopher Nolan's movies that he's made, it was a little underwhelming performance.
Boo.
Stacked on all of the different films that he's made in his career. The acting blew me away, specifically with Tom Holland as Telemachus.
Yeah, Telemachus.
Yeah, and the other supporting roles. I think I felt every bit of the time, the duration of the movie. It's a 3-hour-long movie.
Who invited this guy?
I felt like it dragged on certain scenes, and my first impression after I walked out of the theater was, okay, yeah, that was a good movie, but I don't believe it was like amazing, fantastic, just what I was expecting from a Christopher Nolan movie. And that's where I kind of sat with it.
Yeah, and it sounds like, so you were kind of stacking it up mainly a lot against other Christopher Nolan films that you had watched previously.
And with a movie like The Odyssey, how could you not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah. I mean, shit. It was a great movie. And it's interesting that there's dialogue and discourse online about sort of the similar things that
I think it's crazy.
I think we're going to get into here.
I think it's crazy. You go online, and I think it doesn't matter what movie, no matter how good of a movie will be, people will just be like, that movie was terrible.
Dude,
awful.
haters gonna hate, dude. Haters gonna hate.
But like, it's kind of hard to, like, I hated on Disclosure Day for reasons, but like, you watch a movie like The Odyssey, and it's like, you gotta be able to be aware enough, like that, like just the fact that it was shot across 7 different countries, the fact that there was no green screens used in here, the fact that it was shot entirely in IMAX, which is an incredibly hard, like, doing all of these things. And it's like I'm very critical of it, right? Of like, scenes feeling like dragged on, but I still know it's still a hell of a movie.
You understand what it takes for it to be what it was.
I was never taken aback from the acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the acting,
because that can really just kill it. That'll kill it. Like, if one actor is just like, oh. But I think so. Going
there
back
were
to your
certain
point,
decisions that I like. Sorry, what
going back to your point about the just like haters online.
Oh,
it also is just like, if this isn't your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. It might just not be your cup of tea. Why am I blinking? Is that battery life? I think I'm blinking. But if it's not your cup of tea, then that's okay. But you don't got to go online and hate, Minor. While Kobe's doing that, I'm going to continue on this because, it's similar. So I had a similar situation recently within the last year with, I don't know if you're a big fan, Kobe, of Rosalia. Rosalia, she's this amazing, wonderful artist. She's a Spanish artist. But what I was saying is, like, she came out with a really, like, amazing album by, like, a lot of critics' agreement, right? And it's called Lux. And to me, I didn't love the album. I wasn't like blown away. I loved her stuff
Ew.
in like Moto Mami, and I loved her more reggaeton kind of vibe. And this was like super amazing orchestral, like vocals, insane. Like she sang in different, like 11 different languages or something on this album.
Okay.
And but I was like,
Oh, you're talking about the music thing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just like talking about like it's not my cup of tea, but I can appreciate like holy shit, she did her thing on this, and like the amount of work and effort and just like skill and that's just everything that went into it on her part and all of the people that helped her out. Like I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm gonna just say it wasn't for me, and just move on. Like that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to the Odyssey, so one of I think the problems I had with the one part of it is the Calypso, the Matt Damon Calypso scene of him being trapped on there for 7 years.
The lotus eater.
Yeah, and like I like that. Okay, he was eating the lotus flower. I just feel like that all those scenes with Charlize Theron and Calypso, their interactions, it fell flat to me. I feel like there was more things to unpack there and like more depth to get into, and the scenes just felt very out of place.
Do you think it would have been so I partially agree with that, because that whole scene, there's been other adaptations of this movie, right? And I remember watching one like a long time ago, I don't know, like on the History Channel or something. And that scene, like they show up there and he still has a bunch of his men, and then like they get killed by whoever is on that island. So, I think there's supposed to be more than just Calypso there.
Yeah, so there's been different ones of they go to this island and they're all seduced, and it's kind of more a malevolent seduction.
Well, I think that's what the Lotus Eaters, like the Lotus people end up doing, because
Calypso was very loving, which there is a story of that,
and she was a separate, because I think, is she a demigod?
Yes, she is not a full-on god, but she is like immortal.
No, she's a sea nymph, or maybe
I think like she's even maybe even I think she's okay mean, I think she's just like a minor god,
whatever that means. So a demigod. That's a demigod.
No. Demigod is like a Percy Jackson situation.
Oh.
Where like he's half human.
Half. Okay, but she's not that.
I'm pretty sure she's just like I guess maybe just
like
a god.
A great value god.
Yeah. Because it's like
a god.
Yeah.
You got like Zeus.
You got the major gods, and then you got different tiers and shit. Okay. You got Hermes. Who's just running around.
Fucking Hermes.
You got Dionysus, who's just god of wine.
What is Hermes doing?
He's running, man.
For real. Did we want to go break down our IMDb scores real quick for the Odyssey? We're going to be doing the 0 to 10 IMDb scale. I think it just is a little bit easier to put these values on.
I slapped this movie with a 8.1, which still good. It's great. It's just like I talked about it in the other films, this is like a number seven Nolan movie
for you. Me, so. Yeah, and I gave it an 8.6, so solid B plus. Similar train of thought. I think like the biggest thing for me was that they didn't have the accents, and I know that also took me. We were talking about this. That took me out of Marty Supreme. The fact that Marty Supreme didn't sound like it was taking place in the 40s.
Or 50s. I guess that just doesn't really bother me.
Yeah. I don't know why. It just pisses me off for whatever reason. And so as far as the listing of these movies, I put the Odyssey in the top 3 Christopher Nolan films that I've watched. I haven't watched his whole filmography. Is that what it's called? No.
Yeah.
His whole discography is music. What is...
Movography.
Filmography. His entire repertoire.
So, okay,
list of movies.
Yeah, you need to watch Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, dude, but The Dark Knight was so good. I feel like I just get the essence of all of them if I just watch The Dark Knight. They're all so different,
though.
Really?
Yeah. Batman Begins is a completely different movie than Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises is a completely different movie.
Which is the best of the 3, do you think? Do you have a favorite of the 3?
I mean, you know my top 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so The Dark Knight. Yeah? Easy peasy.
Yeah. Because of Heath Ledger.
Dude, Heath Ledger was the shit in that, yeah, for sure.
All right,
Was that his
so
final movie? Was that his last movie that he?
yeah, he died before
R.I.P.
the
to a real
Oscars
one.
came out.
God damn.
Actually, he got an Oscar
Sad.
posthumously.
Yeah, Humus, I believe is the right term.
But let's get into the deep
Yeah,
dive
deep
here.
dive, Odyssey. We go in. We're in the IMAX theater, which I thought always, and if you're sitting at home, you might think this as well. All IMAX theaters were created equal, which they are not.
No.
Is what I found out.
I kind of that whole thing unraveled, and I kind of went in a deep dive about that.
Yeah,
shit.
tell me what you find out.
And there's only 25.
Yeah.
IMAX true
In
70
States,
millimeter. Right? So we watched a digital.
Right.
By the way.
Yeah, in an IMAX, like
so
just a bigger screen,
it's a
louder
bigger screen
audio,
and more resolution.
Uh-huh.
So you're getting more of it, and we are getting a better resolution than a standard theater.
Okay.
And that's essentially it.
Right. I feel like the audio there was something with the audio, no? Because
maybe
did they just turn that shit up louder? Because
it could be something with audio,
was
but
rattling in there.
But IMAX really has nothing to do with audio, right?
I thought that the audio.
It doesn't even
there was
record on audio.
I thought there was some
it's
piece.
So fucking loud.
I thought there was some piece of the audio that was different in an IMAX.
I know they had to put a fucking bubble
around the
over that, and then so I imagine they're recording with external audios.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They must be, because it's too loud.
Yeah. So I feel like the audio has nothing.
There's something. There's something, right. But I'm forgetting where I saw the video or what. But there's got to be something, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yes. So we're in the IMAX theater. We sit down. Everybody's excited. People clapped.
People clapped. I haven't been to the theater.
Yeah.
Did you clap?
No, but I haven't been to a movie.
I didn't clap either. I felt like it didn't blow me away, so I didn't clap.
I don't think I would ever clap at a movie theater.
Really?
Yeah.
I would.
I don't think I would.
I have.
It's kind of like the airplane landing and people clapping thing.
Oh no! I mean, I think it's just showing your appreciation that you love the movie. That's all that is.
Guess. I don't know. I'm just like,
dude, don't be a hater on that.
No, I mean that's fine. It's cool that people did it.
It's just if you felt it's like watching a
play,
moves bro.
It moves you. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't compare it to landing on a fucking airplane.
Oh.
It's a
landing
piece of art.
Airplane on a fucking tarmac is that's art, man.
You know, so
and it's saving lives.
You know, you watch a play, and you clap
live.
Yeah, and so in a theater, it's kind of like that, and if it moves you and if it makes you stand up, sometimes standing ovations in theaters.
Yeah, I guess I've just never really been to one.
I've been to a couple times. Marvel movies will fucking do that. Yeah. They'll be like, yeah. I think I clapped probably on maybe the Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay. Yeah. Shit. If it moves you, man, hey, more power to you.
Yeah. Why not?
So okay, but let's get into this movie because we're just dilly-dallying.
Mm-hmm.
We're setting the Odyssey has been around for whatever 2,000 years or something, right? Mm-hmm. Christopher Nolan's adaptation. We start off and a lot of the shit was confusing at first for me because of those time jumps. Specifically, like you were talking about with Calypso and Odysseus, they're sitting on this beach, and then it's like kind of cutting back and forth between that and then Tom Holland.
I like the time jumps.
I liked them too. I like
the time jumps. I just think
at first it was confusing though, and I was like, "What the hell is happening here?"
And I like that puzzle because that's one of the reasons why I like Memento so far up on my list. But so
you know what? I didn't even think about that parallel.
Mm-hmm. Christopher Nolan likes doing that, so he was definitely. I was excited for the time jumps, and so the beginning of the movie was also the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because he said that like to the "Hey Beggar."
Yeah, and Travis Scott, dude.
Yeah,
carried the movie.
Travis Scott
carried the film.
Yeah. So, what scenes didn't do it for you, or did they all do it for you?
Yeah. That's a good question. I think I would have liked... So what I would have liked more of... So I guess in that respect, it didn't really do it for me. What I was hoping was the sirens. I was really hoping that there would be a lot more
they didn't
action
really
there.
That a lot.
More, yeah. And I think, if it would have been a little bit less of Calypso's cutscenes and some more of sirens, like I wouldn't have been upset at that. But I think there was a lot of that Calypso stuff that was going on the beach it had to sort of balance the death and destruction and the buildup of the tension back at home, like all of those things. It needed to have some of that balance, and I feel like in those scenes, that's where that balance was for the film. If you took that out, it would have been maybe a little too like bang bang intense, and not like, because my hands were sweaty for like several of the scenes, and I got like the heart rate, and I was kind of like, oh shit, what's like about to happen, right?
Yeah. So
sirens, to answer your
I
question.
agree. I agree with that sentiment about the sirens not kind of like having enough on there. I also felt like when he was with Calypso, and then it was like, oh shit, time to fucking go. And it had been 7 years.
Built his ship.
And then he just got back so quick, which I know they just didn't want to show how he got back, but it just like I felt like a little robbed as a viewer,
like when he fell in the sea and then like ended up ashore in Ithaca.
Yeah, he just like ended up, is that the gods blessing him now, like, because he was like, you give it up to Zeus and Zeus will do it. And so I like, are the gods on his side, are they not on his side? Because the whole point of it, I know in the story is that he like cursed the gods, and so the gods punish him.
So I dug into this, and one of my questions, which I think we might get to one of these answers here, one of the questions for you was like, what your thoughts on Zendaya as Athena, like not her as the actress for Athena, but like Athena's role in this whole movie. Like, how did that play out for you? What did you think of that whole thing? And I think this also will touch on like that piece that you're talking about, like he cursed the gods, but really the big thing that started all of the mess was when he fucked with the Cyclops, and then subsequently pissed off Poseidon, and so Poseidon was like, fuck you.
Well, the biggest thing is he broke Zeus's law, right?
That I don't know if that was as big of a thing as fucking with the Cyclops and
you think
fucking
to
Poseidon.
The gods or
to the gods. Maybe symbolically, Zeus's law is a thing. But so just to read this quickly about Athena's role, right? So Athena is Odysseus' divine patron and strategic guide. As the goddess of wisdom and tactical warfare, she single-handedly orchestrates his return to Ithaca, protects his son Telemachus. So she's helping him and Telemachus, right? Helps him reclaim his household. So throughout the poem, Athena acts as Odysseus' most vocal advocate on Mount Olympus. While Poseidon seeks revenge for the blinding of the Cyclops, Athena consistently appeals to Zeus to allow Odysseus to return home. She represents his divine ally, constantly fighting to shift the scales of fate in his favor. So really, Athena is a bad bitch right here. Athena is the reason that he ends up getting back home, and that his son isn't murdered before he gets back there.
Oh, it's
because she's orchestrating with the gods, like, yo, Zeus, chill, Poseidon, shut up. Because we need this guy to get back.
Because Athena respects his strategic warfare.
Yeah, because he's so strategic.
Because he's so diabolical.
Because that's one of her things, is wisdom and tactical warfare. So and she's like, you're such a bad motherfucker that like I'm rooting for you. I'm on your side. I'm down.
So she didn't care that he did this kind of atrocious kind of act. So do you think the gods didn't care about them breaking the Zeus's law?
No, honestly, I don't think gods give a shit about anything. Like, did you ever watch that show on? I think it was on Netflix with John Goldblum.
You don't think the gods give a shit about anything? But isn't that the whole point of this movie?
Well, this is the interesting thing about Jeff Goldblum's thing on Netflix. That's like, gods are just there to, like, they're self-satisfying because they're just gods, and so like humans pray to them and think of them as higher, but they're just kind of like, whatever, dude, you're insignificant.
So, but I thought the whole point of the story of the Odyssey and Odysseus was the gods punishing him for having hubris and having
of it, I think. But I think what the big thing is like his his like self betterment, and just like realizing that, hey.
But he didn't have any self betterment. That's the whole point.
Think so?
Well, because that's one thing I kind of learned after the movie, because I kind of felt so empty and like unfulfilled, unfulfilled because there was this no character arc, this development. And I kind of learned reading more about the Odyssey, that's kind of the whole point, is that you have this person that just is aware of the bad, of the atrocities that he committed, but he is still the same person, and he has to live with that.
Yeah, but he accepts it.
He accepts it.
Yeah,
but he doesn't change.
So I guess that's a way of self-betterment, though, right?
Yeah, no, he does accept. He is aware of it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like he says all those final. I thought that monologue was really good at the end. With Odyssey, or with Odysseus and his wife Penelope, when he's still the beggar.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really. I need to watch it again to really listen to everything, because there's like a lot of profound things talking about the men. Where are the men from the sea?
Yeah, that was kind of a crazy revelation.
But that I didn't really expect. So like, and then after they sacked Troy and burned it to the ground, they just immediately went and just burned another village to the ground.
That I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Up. And so that's kind of one of the things, like that's just what they are now. Kind of like, or I don't know, because I don't think it's like, okay, we're gonna change and be better. This is just where we are now.
Yeah.
This is
just who I am.
This is just this is now where we're like at this like kind of dark point in history.
Well, was this right before the Dark Ages?
Yeah, because this is the Bronze Age.
The Bronze Age? What happens after the Bronze Age?
So,
sorry, Miss Elsizer.
Yeah.
Because of the Middle Ages, the Bronze Age, the Golden Age. Where do you know? Do you remember where each of them followed? Probably should have researched that.
No.
But anyways, the okay. So other pieces, other thoughts around Athena, or like scenes or parts of the movie that you were like, damn, that was I didn't like that, or I thought that was super cool, or something that stands out to you.
So like I really liked the trial at the end when everyone can't do the bow.
Yeah.
And then he does the bow.
Yeah.
And then he
does the ding,
I'm like,
dude.
I'm torn between that scene, because it was cool and everything, but then see, I have to kind of have a different lens about it, because it's like, because it's like, okay, is he going to show mercy? No, he just knows himself that he's not going to give mercy. He's not going to give mercy, like, like how he shot the Cyclops eye and didn't show the Cyclops mercy. He's not going to show these people mercy. That's just who he is. He's rough. He's tough.
Yeah, partially, but also, like, don't you think that in both those cases the Cyclops would have definitely eaten him and killed him, and his and then do you think that, like, in the end those guys were gonna kill him too? No.
In the Cyclops, they were already gone, and the Cyclops was done. And then
they were like leaving. They were leaving.
And then he's like, because he killed.
He fucking poked him with the. Or no, that's how they got out.
No. So he had to poke him in the eye.
Right.
That's how they escaped. They escaped. The Cyclops was done with it, and then he knocks an arrow back, and then his soldier's like, do you really have to do this?
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he shot him, and then he raged, and then he killed more of his men.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I forgot the exact order of events, because I was thinking that, like, the Cyclops was like chasing after them, and so that's why he.
That's why. That's he.
That's why he started chasing.
That's why
them.
He went full rage mode.
Okay.
And that was kind of like.
That's right.
It's his own. And his soldiers talk about it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But that was fucked up. That was sad, because then it's just like wailing and like.
I know.
Like, but at the very end, like, nah, I don't feel bad for any of those fools that were trying to take his wife and the throne, and they were gonna kill him. So
I don't feel bad
fuck
for
that,
them.
dude.
I don't feel bad for them.
Slay those dudes. I did expect somebody to die. I was like, either Odysseus or Telemachus. Somebody's got to die.
Yeah. So that would have made it. I think that was another thing.
Would that have made it a better? Would that have bumped your 8.1 up to like a 9.5 or something?
I think I would have. I think I would have maybe had a better time understanding the movie if like there was a great cost, because the great cost to him was losing his soldiers, and I guess I don't see that as like his wife or his son. Like,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
that would
his
have been
soldiers are gonna die, dude. They're in war. Of course,
right.
there's gonna be casualties.
Right. Yeah, and I think
But
we should have said this earlier. Like, we haven't really read the source
no,
material,
which
and so like there's
I, I, I would.
in years.
That's why I really think that if you do are familiar with the source material, you might like the story better, because I think I had more of a problem with the story,
Mm-hmm.
not how Christopher Nolan did it.
Right.
Like, I think Christopher Nolan, that's why I gave it an 8.1, which is, I think, still a really good score, because, you know, I just think I didn't fully understand the movie and what its messages is and what's its the point of it. And so that's why I think if I do watch it again, I will have a better experience.
Or read the book before watching it.
Yeah, I really should.
Yeah, dude. I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that. I'm down to read it too. Okay, last question for you. Last thoughts. Because I was kind of thinking about this and had some fun with it. With the monsters that we saw in the movie, what do you rank them? Favorite monster to least favorite monster, or like one that you would absolutely not want to go up against versus one that you would put yourself in the ring with.
So definitely wouldn't want to go up against the giants in the armor.
Dude,
those
yeah,
were
the
terrifying.
the Laestrygonians.
Those were, I think, they were just straight to freaking
yeah. It was like the kid that was like and ran away,
yeah.
And then the other ones just came and fucking just no questions asked.
I think that was the scariest, the worst, because they were so in your fucking face, you know,
Cyclops. You would take the Cyclops. So there was Cyclops, the Sirens, Scylla, and Charybdis, which was like the whirlpool thing, and then the thing in the cave that was like
those things
that just
fucked.
Came in. Yeah,
those things are fucked.
And then the Laestrygonians, and then Circe,
you know, witch. Like, I mean, the thing about that is, you know, if I'm starving, I might eat the food, you know.
Dude, what a scene though, too, huh? I think that was one of the. It made me cringe watching them eat all that shit, and then like.
So I'm very torn on that scene, because I thought it was like, I really liked the horror aspects of it, of like her, the witch, and like how she crafted and stuck her hands in there.
Yeah.
It was like, I was like, whoa, this is really fucked.
Yeah.
And then it just was kind of anticlimactic for me, because you get Matt Damon just strolls in there and he's like, you know, give me my men back, and then all of them came back to him,
got turned
unscathed. So I was like, oh, there's no consequences for that one.
Yeah, until like 5 minutes later when they were all taken by the Scylla, right?
Scylla?
Yeah, because that was what Circe was like, hey, you got two options. You're either going to go into the whirlpool and all of you will die, or you're going to evade the whirlpool and go into this canyon, but 6 men will die.
No, that's they had to go to the undead place first, and then the undead place told them that.
Oh, that's where the undead. Okay,
yeah, because she was like, go to the place of the undead, and then she did that, or they did that.
That scene was also insane.
Yes, and I so like all these scenes, I was like, oh, I really liked them, but also they just kind of felt out of place, and like I didn't fully understand. Like they just went there and summoned that fucking undead army like so goddamn quick. Like, it's just like, what
well,
the
they
fuck?
brought the fucking. Well, the thing is too is like I don't think that these things are happening in like a day or two.
Yeah,
right?
No, I get that.
You know, so
it just like was like.
I thought that was a really well done scene, and
they just did it so easily. Like they were just like. They just fucking, and then they were just there.
I don't know, dude. Every fucking scene, people are dying. I don't think that's like easily.
Yeah, well, they just like were like, you know,
right after the
they got so much information.
They lost fucking like 2 ships, and then they were down to 1 ship, and then that ship broke apart. I
kind of expected them to like, actually have to go into the underworld. They just went on a fucking island and summoned the underworld to them, and it just felt too easy.
Yeah,
and then like after every island, so it's like all the undead people are there, like hundreds of them, and then they just start chasing them, and like, you know, why didn't they just bum rush them
Which would they have been able to do anything anyways? Because I feel like weren't they only able to see Odysseus? I was kind of confused about that.
Yeah, so like, whoa, if it was like him, they were coming at them, and so I just like felt like, yeah, I just didn't really.
It made for some fun action though. It made for some fun high energy because that shit was scary. Having hundreds, it was kind of impactful though to see how many fallen soldiers there were, how many people he did not like bury appropriately or with dignity, right? That was like one of the big things.
Yeah.
I also thought it was really cool seeing Agamemnon in that scene, because that was like the dude with the big fucking, the guy that essentially was like, hey Odysseus, can you like go to war with me?
Yeah.
And
Ben Safdie.
And oh really? Oh, interesting. And so,
or one of the Safdie brothers.
It was cool seeing that, because then you get that backstory of like, okay, he went back home and got murdered, and then that whole thing sort of tells us why, or shows why Odysseus goes back and he's a beggar for like a while.
Yeah. And
right?
then
because he's like, don't do what I did, dude. I showed up, there was a parade, and then I got murked.
Yeah, and one of my favorite scenes was when he was finally with Tom Holland, Telemachus, and then there's an assassination attempt on Tom Holland's character, and then Odysseus goes full on like dad mode, warrior mode, and kills him. That was cool. I really like that kind of dynamic and relationship. And then it just was like
Tom Holland and Odysseus.
Yeah. And then it just kind of like
Telemachus.
That was the end of that, and then now they're back at the island, and then it's just like I just wanted more of like the plan of how to take over back their kingdom, and it just like happened in a night.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the shit that happened in Troy. When Odysseus is around, he gets shit done, dude. He don't need a lot of time.
Yeah,
it's also hard to argue with somebody that comes in and just murders 50 dudes. You're like, all right, maybe we had some beef, but I'm gonna let that slide because I don't want to be the next one on your list.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just I didn't love it.
We get it, dude. You said it was underwhelming.
Yeah,
and that's your prerogative. That's okay. Don't let Colby's opinions dissuade you. Go check that shit out. Go to an IMAX theater. If you're lucky enough to live around or fly to somewhere that's got the 70 millimeter IMAX capacity, check that shit out, because, dude, I wonder how much different it would be.
It takes an Odyssey to just put that film in a thing and run it through the
for
projector.
Real, dude. 11 miles. I saw this video that was like, it was if they were to unravel the entire film, it's something around 11 miles long. And it was over 800 pounds of just like film when they received it in this theater.
Oh my god!
In like Texas somewhere. Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
Yeah, 11 miles, dude.
That's unfathomable.
It is nuts. All right. Any other thoughts? Any other words of wisdom? Any other?
No. I'm
things you'd like to say?
Excited to watch it again when it comes out on streaming.
You sound excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put the subtitles on, and I'm gonna soak up all of that dialogue.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were mentioning it was kind of hard to.
I just like I watch everything in subtitles, so when I don't have them, I'm like, I don't know what the
training wheels are off.
I don't know what's going on.
I hear you. Yeah. Cool. Well, let's wrap this up. Let's get out of here.
Spider-Man, Brand New Day, movie of the week.
Yeah, dude. Sick. I can't wait to go back to the movie theaters. This is fun. When does that come out?
That comes out July 31st.
End of the month. A couple days. A few days from now, whenever that is.
Next week.
Cool. Hell yeah. Spider-Man. Check that shit out.
All right.
Dude, wait. This is the one where they don't know each other, right?
Yeah. No one knows who
No one
Peter
knows Spider-Man
Parker
because that's the deal that he made last time. Oh, dude. That's going to be insane.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's watch it.
Okay. Fun. All right. Till next time. Thanks, everybody.
See you later.